Well, hello, folks. I'm here. Keith McMunn here from Five Across. I'm here with Trivia Garrett. There he is.
I was waiting for you to call me, and you didn't, Keith.
Garrett, you're always late. Literally always late.
Okay.
Anyways, people, great to see you. I miss you so much. Keith McMunn here from Five Across. Also with my good friend.
Trivia Garrett. You know that name's never going to leave me, is it?
No, it never will. It never will.
Okay.
It plagues
All right.
you. Kind of like the coronavirus plagues the
Ouch.
earth.
Yes, that's true.
Ouch.
Okay.
Ouch is right. Talk about a pandemic. You know, I thought it was a big deal when it was like this incredibly infectious virus that was just plaguing the world. I don't know if I realized how severe it was, though, until, you know, it forced us to cancel our very first Five Across in 10 years of Five Across. Is that about when you started taking it a little bit more seriously?
Yeah, I also took it a little more seriously when I noticed you started tweeting about how much you miss hockey on Monday nights. So
I do miss hockey. But more than I miss hockey, I miss Five Across. And since Five Across April is canceled, what you and I have decided to do, Garrett, is compile our top five Five Across moments of all time. To narrow it down to just 5 moments from 10 years of Five Across would be too difficult. So I think what we owe everybody, including ourselves, is at least a couple of honorable mentions. First honorable mention, I think just has to be, in general, the attendance of Five Across. Back when Five Across started in 2010, we literally had to ask our parents to attend, and sometimes that didn't even work. Well, today, as you know, there's standing room crowds only, and we actually also have to host the Five Across Finals at the Kentucky Theater. So for a first honorable mention, I think that goes out to you, the people, and the way that you support entrepreneurs by showing up to Five Across.
you mentioned something about standing, and Keith, I know I have to jump on the trampoline whenever I want to give our good friend Mac Wilkinson a high five, because he is hands down the tallest person we've ever had pitch at Five Across before.
A U of L grad, but a U of L grad turned social fundraiser via Getting Fit. How awesome is that?
Pretty
Well,
awesome.
I think another honorable mention, if you were there at the Five Across Finals in 2018, you might know that my wife and I were expecting a baby the following week. And we were still pretty unprepared with, not having a name for this human being that was about to be on the planet. So what did we do? We put our 4 favorite names up on the screen and let the audience vote on their favorites. No offense to anybody named Maddox or Foster watching this video, which is probably unlikely, but our son, Maxwell Jude, even though we're here in the studio together, Garrett, my son is back home, socially distanced from all his baby friends, with a good name of Maxwell Jude, thanks to the Five Across Finals audience of 2018. How's that for an honorable mention?
That's a good one. That's a good one. And Keith, keeping with the name game going on, I know I thoroughly enjoyed this comedian growing up. Hands down, one of my favorite movies he is in is Pink Panther. Very, very dumb humor, but I thoroughly enjoy it. But at this past Five Across, we actually had 2 Steve Martin lookalikes show up for the first time ever. And Keith, I know your mind was blown, my mind was blown, Brian's mind was blown, our community's mind was blown. It was quite a memory because they were also shocked when they saw each other. It was great.
Well, it wasn't just that they looked like Steve Martin either, but they were wearing basically the exact same
They
outfit,
were.
which is unbelievable. Take a look at this. I mean, they're wearing the same shade of blue and everything, and these two men claim not to know each other before the night began. So
I think
you
they
can
actually
believe it.
planned this. I think they planned this.
They must have. Joke's on us because we fell for it, I guess. How about for a final honorable mention before we jump into our top 5 moments? Final honorable mention. I want to give a shout out to our man Michael Hartman, the CEO and founder of Frogdice, and also Keystone Consulting. What many of you may not know is that actually Michael got his jump by pitching at Five Across in 2011. He's a successful entrepreneur of its gaming company Frogdice, and he also, maybe more importantly, he has been voted by the Five Across audience the most consecutive times of any other judge to be the scariest judge at Five Across. I would say that that is an honor and a privilege that no other man gets to say that he has done. So top
That's
5
true.
honorable mention goes out to you, Michael Hartman. All right, Garrett, you ready to talk about these top 5 moments of all time?
Keith, first of all, could I get a sip of that coffee? I'm pretty thirsty, and it's late in the day.
I mean, we're not really supposed to share beverages or cough on each other, but sure.
Fair enough.
Number 5, your top 5 moment in 5 across history is actually a 3-way tie from the best entrances we've ever seen from presenters.
That's true.
Your first example is Lyle from EZgig. Lyle, a young man indeed, runs down the audience at 5 across and starts his pitch with a perfectly executed handstand. Your second example is Brendan from Ultimate Ninja Warrior. He runs full speed ahead right down the aisle of the 5 across audience and does a backflip somehow while still moving forward. I don't get it. And your third example is Charlotte. Charlotte actually happens to be the youngest 5 across presenter ever, and also the owner of a type of first place entrance by riding a unicycle into her pitch. Well, that's your top 5 moment, a 3-way tie for the best entrances. Garrett, what do you think the number 4 moment is?
Well, Keith, number 4 has to go to our boy, Isaac Ammerman. Let me tell you why. He has attended not 1, not 2, not 17, but 25 consecutive 5 acrosses in a row. Yes, I said in a row. So he means a lot to our team. We got him a customized backpack, a ton of L8, and really, really I'm proud of him. He helped raise $500 for Habitat for Humanity last year and has really shown our community what it's like to be young and to support entrepreneurship.
Well, Garrett, our number 3 moment happens to be such a cool experience for me. So I got to MC 5 across in June of 2019, 16 floors above Main Street in Lexington for the Lexington Entrepreneurship Day edition. Well, one of the presenters that night was a set of young founders for a company called dosedefense. What's really cool about it is that dosedefense was pitched by 2 former GSE students. That's Governor's School for Entrepreneurs. They got to pitch in front of 72 of their other GSE peers that are just about 2 years younger. So such a cool example of GSE students getting to see that, hey, if they apply themselves and work really hard on their startup, maybe one day they'll get to pitch in front of a huge audience as well. So number 3 moment goes to you, dosedefense. Congratulations.
Yeah, Keith, that was such a cool moment. And, staying on the topic of LED, I think that has to be the number 2 moment for us of all time 5 across events is when we, for the first time ever, had a Lexington Entrepreneurship Day, June 2018. Probably the coolest part is we got to go to Shrewsbury Hall in Lexington with Alltech. And man, I think one of the most special parts was we got to show the LYON'S family honoring the late, great Dr. Pierce Lyons, how much we appreciate him, his entrepreneurship, his leadership. And we had 5 across there. It was great. And probably one of the coolest moments was when all the attendees sat down. We were about to start. Everyone reaches underneath their seat, pulls out a fedora and pops it on. And the entire room looked like Dr. Pierce Lyons. And I know it was really cool to see his son at the front of the room, Mark Lyons, with just a look of awe on his face. I don't know if you saw that, but that really stuck out to me.
Well, Garrett, I think we've made it all the way down to the number 1 moment of 5 across. And the reason why this is the number 1 moment is because this is what 5 across is all about. But our top 5 moment has to be for our man, Mr. Tony Schmidt. Tony Schmidt, if you don't know, pitched his tiny little idea while he was a UK student to 5 across in the very first 5 across. He won the 5 across finals that year with his company, his idea, GreekTrack. Well, fast forward 10 years today, Tony now supports his family on GreekTrack. Over 10 years later, he is still working hard on it. He has moved across the country a few times while working on it. And he now serves as an advisor, as a coach, and as a mentor to 5 across companies and other startups in Lexington.
Tony Schmidt was the first 5 across finals winner ever back in 2010 and was judging the 5 across finals in 2019. So it's been really cool to watch him as a friend invest and grow so much to someone who pitched in college. Hey, now he is judging people who are entrepreneurs for a living. So again, like you said, comes full circle. Really, really special moment for us.
Well, I appreciate it being here with you, Garrett, and counting down these moments and those honorable mentions. And man, I hope that we get to see all those smiling faces at 5 across in June.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. As of right now, I'm planning to be there. I already got my t-shirt pressed. I'm excited. So June can't come soon enough.
Well, hey, in the meantime, we hope all of you enjoyed recapping these top 5 moments with us. We are so appreciative that you tuned in and that you watched. We hope that you agreed with them. And if you don't agree with them, man, we would love for you to comment on what you think should crack the top 5 moments or honorable mentions. But until June, until the 5 across edition of June 2020, We hope that you stay healthy, stay safe, and if you're working on a startup, we hope that you stay hard at work.